So, what? Read. So when you finish those things, do you feel as good? No, not necessarily. Maybe the, oh yes, I'm done feeling, but not a, wow, this is such an inspiring feeling kind of feeling. So when you do things that you love, that you're interested in, because you feel so much better after it. Okay, how about Martin Luther King? I know this is probably the most cliche example ever, and I actually told my dad this, and he said, you know, the topic you're talking about is pretty cliche too. So I figured, okay, I'll incorporate this. So what's the most famous speech he gave? That I have a dream speech, right? He had that goal and he had that passion to bring about civil rights for the African Americans, right? And that's why to this day, we still talk about that specific speech. Yes, we talk about him as a man, but that fact that he could get up there on the stage and give this speech that was so uplifting is just a testament to his personality and his character. See, if he went up there and he actually didn't believe in what he was talking about, it would have sounded like, I have a dream, or I have a dream, or yeah, I have a dream. But no, he went up there and he said, I have a dream. And that's what we remember. I mean, how many times have we said things that we're not interested in? And it's usually after, like, when we're doing chores. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll clean my room later. Sure. But we do those things because we're forced to, not because we want to. And you play volleyball, right? I'm going to give an example from manga. Anybody know what manga is?
I do. Japanese anime.
Yeah, they're Japanese anime. They're Japanese comic books. And yes, I do read them. I find them entertaining. One of the books was about a girl who really, really wanted to play volleyball. She absolutely loved volleyball. In fact, she cut her hair short so she could play volleyball. But her parents owned a restaurant, and they expected her to take over the restaurant. And she said, no, I'm going to play volleyball. So she leaves the house, and she supports herself. And in this one match, I mean, I know it's a book, so everything's supposed to work out, but it still makes you feel good when you're reading it. So she's in a match, and they're down. And the whole crowd is cheering for the other team. And this team only has 6 members. So they don't have substitutes. If somebody gets hurt, nobody's going to come in for them. There's only 6 of them. And they're down, their spirits are down, and they just don't know what to do. And all of a sudden, she just yells. Really, 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 really loud. And the whole crowd just gives her the oddest look that said, what are you doing? Why are you just yelling in the middle? That's distracting to other players. But then what the crowd noticed was that the girl looks at her team and says, see, with my one yell, I could be louder than the entire crowd. And the looks on all of her teammates changed. And instead of that dejected look that they had had before, they had an energized spirit. They had that desire to win. So when you're passionate, it's not just that you're motivating yourself or inspiring yourself. You can actually inspire the people around you. And that's probably what the biggest thing I get from going to where my dad goes or coming to a place like this. I see all of you so interested and passionate in what you do that I'm inspired to do the things with whatever I have. I don't go through what all of you go through, but I see what you do, and I see that you make yourself stronger through what you do. And that inspires me, that inspires my brother to take the things that we do. Like my brother and I took tennis because we love tennis, and we held a drive for tennis rackets, and we take those tennis rackets to India, and we host a tennis clinic, and we teach the 5th graders at a small school there how to play tennis. Because these kids don't get to play tennis. They don't have the money for it, and their parents aren't able to take them out to play. But we wanted to give them the exposure to a new sport, just so that they could see what it's like. And that's the effect that I've had on myself because of the people around me, because I see the passionate people around me. So who here saw Avatar? I saw it. We went to see it in 3D. It was pretty cool, right? I mean, I went because everybody told me it was a great movie. And then everybody else went because everybody else told them it was a good movie. But do you know how long it took to make Avatar? Anybody?
17 years. Something like that.
Yeah, I heard 10 years. It took 10 years to make this movie. We go watch it for a couple of hours, but we don't give it that thought. We don't give it a second thought. But this director spent 10 years on this movie. And the effects are incredible. He was so determined, so passionate about making this movie that he spent 10 years on it. Can you imagine holding on to one single thought for 10 years that you're not sure? Nobody's giving you assurance that this movie is going to be a success. But no, he held on to that because he believed in himself and he was passionate about what he's doing. He loved what he was doing. And yeah, he may not have won the Oscar, but I'm pretty sure nobody's going to forget that movie for a very, very long time. And plus, he may not have the Oscar trophy at home, but he has an extra $1 billion lying around. I don't think that's such a bad thing. So, why should you be passionate? My family and I went to watch an Indian movie. It's called Three Idiots. Don't think anybody's heard of it. Anybody heard of it?
No.
No, it's a Bollywood film. Bollywood is the Indian version of Hollywood. It's pretty exciting. So if you ever want to watch a movie, an Indian movie, just because you want an international experience, look up Three Idiots. It'll make you laugh, it'll make you smile, it'll make you cry, it'll make you sad, but at the very end of the movie, you'll be happy. But there's one thing that the main character says to his friends. They will never understand, because he'll study just the same as them, but he'll always come out ranked first in the class, and they'll always come out ranked last. And they'll never understand. And one night, they'll just say, "How do you do it? How do you do it? Why do you get first?" And he says, "Because I love it. I love engineering. That's how I come out first. The reason you get last is because you love photography, and because your dad said so, you're forcing yourself to be in engineering school." And then the other one, he said, "You're always afraid. Yeah, you love engineering, but you're so afraid of what you can do that you underperform. So even if you love something, you have to have that confidence in yourself." But see, confidence is a tricky subject. We say be confident, but then we look at confident people around us and then we say, hey, they're overconfident. They're arrogant. So how do you differentiate between the two? What's the difference between overconfidence and confidence? How can we look at somebody and say, no, they're just confident? No, they're just overconfident. Actually, recently, I met one of our previous debate captains. I was going on college visits, so I decided to visit him at Wharton, at the University of Pennsylvania. So I had lunch with him. He said, "Do you remember what I said about confidence?" And I said, "I remember you talking about this, but I don't remember exactly what you said." And I will never, ever forget this quote. He said, "Confidence is knowing that you're good. Overconfidence is thinking that other people aren't." So give it a second to let it sink in. And I told him that I would find a place to quote him. So I'm definitely going home tonight and emailing him and telling him I quoted him somewhere.
I won't forget it.